I long to hear an answer from the barons touching my friend, my dearest Gaveston. Ah, Spencer, not the riches of my realm can ransom him. Ah, he is marked to die. I know the malice of the younger Mortimer. Warwick I know is rough, and Lancaster inexorable. And I shall never see my lovely Pierce, my Gaveston again. The barons overbear me with their pride.
Were I King Edward, England's sovereign, son to the lovely Eleanor of Spain, great Edward Longshanks's issue, would I bear these braves this rage and suffer uncontrolled, these barons thus to beard me in my land, in my own realm? My lord, pardon my speech. Did you retain your father's magnanimity? Do you regard the honor of your name? You would not suffer thus, your majesty. Be counterbuffed of your nobility. Strike off their heads and let them preach on poles. Now, no doubt, such lessons they will teach the rest, as by their preachments they will profit much and learn obedience to their lawful king.
Yeah, gentle Spencer, we have been too mild, too kind to them, but now have drawn our sword, and if they send me not my Gaveston, we'll steal it on their crest and pull their top.
This hot resolve becomes your majesty, not to be tied to their affection, as though your highness were a schoolboy still, and must be awed and governed like a child.
Long live my sovereign, the noble Edward, in peace triumphant, fortunate in wars.
Welcome, old man. Comest thou in Edward's aid? Then tell thy prince of whence and what thou art.
Lo, with a band of bowmen and of pikes, brown bills and targeteers, 400 strong, sworn to defend King Edward's royal right, I come in person to your majesty. Spencer, the father of Hugh Spencer there, bound to your highness everlastingly for favor done in him unto us all.
Thy father Spencer?
True, and in it like your grace that pours in lieu of all your goodness shown, his life, my lord, before your princely feet.
Welcome 10,000 times, old man, again. Spencer, this love, this kindness to thy king argues thy noble-minded disposition. Spencer, I here create thee Earl of Wiltshire, and daily will enrich thee with our favor, that, as the sun shines, shall reflect over thee. Beside, the more to manifest our love, because we hear Lord Bruce doth sell his land, and that the Mortimers are in hand withal. Thou shalt have crowns of us to outbid the barons, and Spencer share them not, but lay it on. Soldiers, a largest and thrice welcome all.
My lord, here comes the queen.
Madam, what news?
News of dishonor, lord, and discontent. Our friend, Lavoon, faithful and full of trust, informeth us by letters and by words that Lord Valois, our brother, King of France, because your highness hath been slack in homage, hath seized Normandy into his hands. These be the letters, this the messenger.
Welcome, Lavoon. Tush, Civ, if this not all. Valois and I will be soon friends again. But to my Gaveston shall never see, never behold thee now. Madam, in this matter we will employ you and your little son. You should go parley with the King of France. Boy, see you bear your bravely to the king, and do your message with a majesty.
Commit not to my youth things of more weight than fits a prince so young as I to bear. And fear not, lord and father, heaven's great beams on Atlas's shoulders shall not lie more safe than shall your charge committed to my trust.
Ah, boy, this towardsness makes thy mother fear. Thou art not marked to many days on earth.
Madam, we rule that you with speed be shipped, and this our son. Lavoon shall follow you with all the haste we can dispatch him hence. Choose of our lords to bear you company, and go in peace. Leave us in wars at home.
Unnatural wars, where subjects brave their king. God end them once. My lord, I take my leave to make my preparation for France.
What, Lord Arundel, dost thou come alone?
Yeah, my good lord, for Gaveston is dead.
Ah, traitors, have they put my friend to death? Tell me, Arundel, died he ere thou comest, or didst thou see my friend take his death?
Neither, my lord, for as he was surprised, begirt with weapons and with enemies round, I did your highness's message to them all, demanding him of them, entreating rather, and set upon the honor of my name, that I would undertake to carry him unto your highness and bring him back.
And tell me, will the rebels deny me that?
Proud recreants.
Yeah, Spencer, traitors all.
I found them at first inexorable. The Earl of Warwick would not bide the hearing, Mortimer hardly, Pembroke and Lancaster spake least, and when they flatly had denied, refusing to receive my pledge for him, The Earl of Pembroke mildly thus bespake, My lords, because our sovereign sends for him, and promiseth he shall be safe returned, I will this undertake to have him hence, and see him redelivered to your hands.
Well, and how fortunes that he came not?
Some treason or some villainy was caused.
The Earl of Warwick seized him on his way, for being delivered unto Pembroke's men, their lord rode home, thinking his prisoner safe, but ere he came, Warwick in ambush lay, and bare him to his death, and in a trench strake off his head, and marched unto the king.
A bloody part flatly against the law of arms.
Oh, shall I speak, or shall I sigh and die?
My lord, refer your vengeance to the sword. Upon these barons, harden up your men, and let them not unrevenged murder your friends. Advance your standard, Edward, in the field, and march to fire them from their starting holes.
By earth, the common mother of us all, by heaven and all moving orbs thereof, by this right hand and by my father's sword, and all that honors longing to my crown, I will have heads and lives for him as many as I have manors, castles, towns, and towers. Treacherous Warwick, traitorous Mortimer, if I be England's king in lakes of gore, your headless trunks, your bodies roll I trail, that you may drink your fill and quaff in blood, and stain my royal standard with the same, that so my bloody colors may suggest remembrance of revenge immortally on your accursed traitorous progeny. You villains that have slain my Gaveston, and in this place of honor and of trust, Spencer, sweet Spencer, I adopt thee here. Amelia of our love we do create to thee, Earl of Gloucester and Lord Chamberlain, despite of times, despite of enemies.
My lord, here is a messenger from the barons, desires access unto your majesty.
Admit him ye near. Long live King Edward, England's lawful lord.
So wish not they, I wis, that sent thee hither. Thou comest from Mortimer and his complices, a ranker rout of rebels never was. Well, say thy message.
The barons up in arms, by me salutes your highness with long life and happiness, and bid me say as plainer to your grace, that if without effusion of blood you will this grief have ease and remedy, that from the princely person you move, this Spencer, as a putrefying branch, that dreads a royal vine, whose golden leaves impale your princely head, your diadem, whose brightness such pernicious upstarts dim, say they, and lovingly advise your grace, to cherish virtue and nobility, and have old servitors in high esteem, and shake off smooth dissembling flatters. This granted, they, their honors, and their lives are to your highness vowed and consecrate.
Ah, traitors, will they still display their pride?
Away, tarry no answer but be gone. Rebels will they appoint their sovereign, his sports, his pleasures, and his company. Yet, ere thou go, see how I do divorce Spencer from me. Now get thee to thy lords, and tell them I will come to chastise them for murdering Gaveston. Hie thee, get thee gone. Edward with fire and sword follows at thy heels. My lords, perceive you how these rebels swell? Soldiers, good hearts, defend your sovereign's right, for now, even now, we march to make them stoop. Away!